Imagine walking into a warehouse where robots don't just move boxes but hold full conversations with workers. Picture a factory where AI-powered computer vision instantly detects and removes defective product, or an AI-driven farm where robotic arms gently pick only the ripest fruit. This isn't sci-fi, this is happening right now. While generative AI, GenAI, grabs headlines for its impact on white-collar jobs, AI is quietly transforming the industries that keep the world running: manufacturing, logistics, retail, agriculture, construction, even sanitation. So where does AI go from here? To unpack this, we have a special guest, Olawale Bamidele, a product designer and the founder of UX Tribe Community. With his experience at the crossroads of design and AI, he has a unique perspective on what's happening and where we are headed. Olawale, great to have you join us.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for having me this morning.
All right, it is indeed.
You said what?
I said it is indeed a pleasure to have you on the show this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
All right, let me start with my first question. Now, AI companies say artificial general intelligence is just around the corner. Do you think we are actually close, or is this just a hype?
To be honest, I'm not going to say it's a hype. Because if we look at success that we've had in the last 3 years when it comes to artificial general intelligence, it's so laudable that in the next couple of years we're still going to be seeing something better. We can see what happened in the last couple of weeks where we had a little upgrade to ChatGPT, and this would not have happened if we're talking in the last 5 years. So it's not just a hype. It's not just a hype because it's going to come into reality. But will it happen now? Because we're not just talking about task-based. We're not talking about business upskilling. We're not talking about helping you do some things that regards to education or financial technology. We're talking about human general intelligence. We're talking about something that requires human consciousness, human intelligence. So it's not a hype, but I don't think it's going to come very, very soon. But trust me, in the last 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to see a lot of progress when it comes to artificial intelligence. We now see how robot works in some part of the world. Talking about US and other part of the world, we see AI robots now deliver parcels. We see how some big tech companies are using them. So I'm not going to say it's a hype. It's something that's going to come into reality. But the progress made so far is laudable. But along the line, in the next couple of years, there's still going to be massive progress when it comes to human intelligence with AI. Because what is happening right now is actually called machine learning. The current models that we have, which are task-based model, they are actually learning what humans are doing, how we interact with them. And this is actually the data that is being used to progress when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Let's talk more now. Many researchers argue that just making AI models bigger won't lead to real intelligence. What's your take on that?
To be honest, it's an argument, actually. It's an argument, even though, there's still some part of African sentiment that we don't really want that to happen, but at the same time, the world is evolving, the world is changing, and we cannot zero out those factors, or we cannot zero out those reality of what can happen. For instance, look at ChatGPT presently. It was alleged, a couple of months, I think last year, that ChatGPT alleged to chat somebody up randomly, and to ask that person about his or her day and what is going on, even though it was, later debunked and all that. But these are things that might come into reality as time goes by. And to be honest, what we have presently is still pattern-based. It's still business-based, it's still task-based. So we have AI that helps you do your schoolwork. We have AIs that help you generate ideas. We have AI that help you, do design. We have AI that helps you, do some things that are task-based. We don't have things that are conscious based, and that's one thing that human have. You understand? So when it comes to reality, these are machines. You understand? I don't know how machine is going to get our consciousness, but never say never. This is technology. So I'm not gonna say it won't happen, and I still agree with that sentiment. But if you're gonna ask me in the last 6, 7, 10 15 years ago that what we have now, we are going to have it. Some people are going to say no. So we cannot predict the next 5, 10, 15 years because the advent of what is happening right now in the advancement of technology, will machine be able to learn human, or will machine get the consciousness of human? I don't think so. But will they upgrade to doing what human can do? I think it's going to happen.
All right. There is a growing belief that the hype around AGI is a way for companies to attract investors and control AI's direction. Do you see it that way?
First of all, we need to know that when it comes to technology, we are solution providers. And anything that has to do with solution providing also has to do with funding. And anything that has to do with funding has to come with investment. So it's a strategy, but we're not going to remove the fact that as it's also a strategy for investment and funding, it's still providing what it's supposed to do. So, and these things are not cheap, if you ask me, they are not cheap. So it's a strategy for funding, but as it's where that funding is coming, we also understand that it's actually providing the right solution. So it's a win-win. I don't want to say win-win game, but it's a win-win strategy. Funding is coming, definitely is a strategy to bring in funding, but at the same time also is actually providing the right solution that needs to be provided. So that's just it.
Okay, so while AGI is still a theory, right? AI is its impact is already real, from automating jobs to influencing decisions. Now, what should businesses and policymakers be focusing on right now?
To be honest, it's a simple term. Whether we like it or not, job automation is coming. It's already here, and it's actually doing a lot of work. So what I would think a lot of policies, especially business owners, big business owners, should focus on is upscaling their workforce. It's actually very important because the facts remain that these AIs cannot still work without human. It's still human that is still going to give you the right prompt. It's still human that develops these AIs. We still have programmers and software engineers and developers that do all this work. But what I'm going to say to business owners is business owners need to impute a policy for upscaling their workforce. In the time past, we're talking 15, 20 years ago, when it was the day of typewriters, when it's the day of, the first set of computer generations, people need to learn. So the fact is, if you don't want to stay out of your job, it means you need to learn what is going on in the 21st century. And how do you do that? Government needs to bring out policies that makes workforce upskill their workforce, make them learn what is right, make them learn what is important for the business model. Because if that is not done, job automation is coming. New people are going to come on board and will take your job away from you. So basically, what business owner needs to do is to create a policy around making their workforce upskill to the right advancement of tool, to the right advancement of knowledge, to the type of job that they do in the business. So that's it.
All right, now as a product designer, how do you see AI reshaping design, user experience, and of course, creativity in the digital space?
Massive. To be honest, it's massive. Like really, really massive. AI has done a lot. Honestly, it has helped. First of all, it has helped in user research. It has helped because a lot of this AI works with real life data. So it has helped with user research. It has helped with information architecture. There are a lot of things that we stress to do, to be honest, in the last couple of years, getting to understand user flow, getting to get ideas, getting to, understand how you're going to get ideas on how to build your design. A lot of these processes is now more easier with AI, to be honest. It's now more easier when you want to understand user experience. You can easily start up your product, or you can easily start up your design, using AI to generate a lot of things, competitive analysis, information architecture, even your user flow, your task flow, even you can get your user pain points, you understand, before you now go into, having conversation with real humans. AI can help you, generate all these things. And it has been a massive progress. With the way it's even going right now, there are even user interface design that is coming from AIs that can give you inspiration. So in terms of the growth as a product designer, every product designer is going to agree with me. Every UX designer is going to agree with me that what AI has done in the last 2-3 years, it has helped the progress. It has helped breaching down the stress you go through in your design process, and it has actually improved. It has improved the growth of how UX designers approach products when it comes to creating creating products for designs.
Well, interesting. Now, the global AI industry is dominated by Western tech giants. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it to Africa and Nigeria. How can Africa and emerging markets build their own AI ecosystems instead of just being consumers?
To be no, honestly, the African market, even Nigeria, I know, because I know a lot about what we're doing as Nigerians, even in Nigeria, people in Nigeria. It's we are not just consuming anymore. In the last 1 year, I can mention 3 or 4 AI based companies that are actually from Nigeria.
Wow.
You know, few days ago, I was seeing a particular AI product from somebody, and it's actually one of the big ideas that is actually that I really loved, where AI can actually order for your food, where AI can actually, go order a taxi for you from just your phone. The AI model is actually very simple, but it's actually, meeting user needs. We've had a particular AI in Nigeria, a Nigeria-owned AI company that actually focuses on voice, because we have a particular AI that helps with voiceovers. We have a particular AI like 11 Labs that help with voiceovers and all that. We have a Nigerian-based one that actually has the voice of Nigerians.
Oh, wow.
Pidgin, Yoruba, Hausa, and it's so we are not just consumers anymore. We're also part of people who are infusing, because one of the things that we need to understand is the fact that a lot of this in the ecosystem, we need to also look at locals. When I mean locals, we need to also look at how we can solve problems in the locals using AIs. You understand? We understand that ChatGPT is actually doing a very fantastic job. You can interact with it using your native language, but there are still some core things that happen in your locality that they don't have access to. So it's important that we need to look at problems in our own local environment and begin to create solution around it. And that is what some of this. There's even an AI called Being Pay AI. There are a lot of them happening right now, which is actually a very good thing. And these things require funding.
Yeah.
It requires funding and it requires support. So that is one thing that if we get right, we're going to do more right. Because in the tech space right now, even in the world, we are doing so much as Africans. We are doing so much as Nigerians. We are bringing a lot of innovations. Is it the financial technology you want to mention? There are a lot of things going on there that we are doing largely. So I believe the fact that as we progress, as we see the right funding, we see the right resources, we're going to do more in terms of that.
Okay, now, some experts say that AI is like a genie out of the bottle, that once it reaches a certain point, it might be impossible to control. Do you see this as a real or maybe a potential danger?
We watch movies a lot. we watch movies a lot. So, and we've seen this thing happens in movies. So, but to be honest, so sometimes the sentiment of what we have seen, like, hey, if this thing just one day start controlling things, it will not be funny. But to be honest, everything is controllable. This is what I believe. I believe humans created these things. Human has control over these things. If something is going to go wrong, it is from human, not the machine. Machine just does what is programmed to do. So taking over will still come from human. It means somebody would create an error in the chip, or somebody would do something that will lead to this thing, having its mind of it. So I don't think it's going to be a machine problem or the AI problem. I think it's going to be a human problem, because we created this thing, so we have control over these things. That's my belief system, actually. Even in the movies that we have seen, we will see in those movies that those things are actually human errors.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
Okay, but you're still talking about control and regulation. Well, if AGI truly arrives, should we be looking at regulation just like in nuclear technology?
Yeah. Honestly, anything that comes with liberty comes with the bad side of it, because sometimes we are human being, we are not satisfied, we are insatiable. You understand? And we know what is going on right now. Security. We can see what happened with with the big five, Facebook and the likes, TikTok in the US, I think last year, how it's being blamed on them on what is happening on social media and all that. We see what happens with data breach. So we are in the world today where a lot of things are going on. A lot of things are going on, security, terrorism and all those things. So it it's the right thing to be for it to be regulated, because all this is when it's in the hands of the wrong people, you don't want to see the havoc it's going to cause. So I believe that it should be regulated. It should be regulated rightly. It should be regulated in a way that it benefits the progress of the world, and not be a monopoly. You understand, in the hands of political systems. You understand what I mean?
Okay, now for young professionals looking into integrating AI into their careers, or just looking for careers in AI, what's your advice for them?
Go into it. To be honest, young people, go into it, because this is a new world happening. This is a new world happening, and you don't want to sleep. You don't want to relax. You don't want to be in the you don't want to miss out in the loop of time. So you need to, as it even stands now, whatever you are doing as a business owner, whatever you are doing as a young people trying to innovate something in the world system, you need to know how to infuse artificial general intelligence into what you are doing. It is actually very important. You need to look beyond. You need to look beyond now. You need to see into what is going to happen, because coming into the next couple of years, things are going to happen. So you want to start looking into your even existing business that just came out in the last 5, 6, 7 years. You want to revisit your business model again. You want to see how you can infuse artificial intelligence into what you do, automation into what you do, get the right people to be in your system, look at the projection of what will happen, use real life data to analyze what's going to happen in the next couple of years, and just go for it. My advice is everybody needs to be in it right now.
Okay, let me just push this one just quickly. Let me just chip in there. If there's one thing you want people to remember about AI, what would that be?
Solution. You understand? Solution. We for instance, look at ChatGPT. It has helped education. It has helped, even design. It has helped a lot of things. So when you think about AI, just think about solution. Don't let our African part of us or our religious part of us think that it's going to be a bad thing. But when you think about it, just think of it as a solution.
All right, AI is changing everything from how we work to how we think about intelligence itself. But as we navigate this new frontier, we need to separate real breakthroughs from overblown predictions. Whether AGI happens in 2 years or 20, AI's impact is already here. Now, a big thank you to you, Olawale Bamidele, for breaking it all down.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right, that's the size of the show for today. My name is Justin Akademi. Stay informed, stay ahead, and see you again next time. Bye for now.